All right, we're back.
Here we're back.
What the hell
Right
was
in the
that?
middle of something.
Carl Stuckey.
Carl Stuckey. Yeah, we're gonna see him again in a few minutes.
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
It seems like he has a problem with fluids
Okay.
or water, maybe, or rivers. Yeah, this could maybe be a segment where I was looking for things and didn't find them. Okay, no, it wasn't. But there were some parts. I tried to speed them up while editing, but I'm afraid I could have missed some parts
Okay.
where I was kind of lost and didn't find the collectibles I was looking for. And by the way, Lost, I think this game has a fair amount of Lost references.
Really?
References. I can't name them and I can't tell them when they come, but yeah, I read about this.
Barry Wheeler was bouncing off the walls. He jumped on a plane after his calls were ignored by both Al and Alice for several days. It could mean that they were both on a second honeymoon, but Barry didn't buy it. Al had been way too unstable for that, not sleeping, messed up. Barry had years of experience dealing with Alan Wake, and he couldn't ignore it. Something was wrong.
Okay.
Barry is so great.
So Barry doesn't believe that we are just there for... But he was right, because she had a different motivation of us bringing us there.
Yeah,
right?
she had some kind of agenda, definitely.
Yeah.
She wanted, of course, she only meant good, but she did wanna.
Stuckey was still out
She did
there,
wanna
in the dark.
bring us to write
smoking
something
the air.
again, and in a strange way, I think, because if you wanna commit someone to go to a psychological institute, you gotta talk to him.
Yeah, you just can't put him there and lock him up.
Yeah. You can say, okay, I talked to this doctor, you should see him.
Well, maybe it's some money issue.
Like you said before, like she was unsatisfied with his income because he didn't write.
Yeah, or maybe his last book is still getting a lot of income, but maybe for the future.
Yeah.
Or maybe she has some serious money debt or something which has to be paid for.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe her ex-boyfriend
Yeah.
was involved in some dubious speculations, and
Yeah.
she had to pay for it or something.
Yeah. Maybe he lent some money from the wrong guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but
That's probably the plot twist at the end of the game.
yeah, probably.
It's just the supernatural
Taken.
mafia.
They're taken.
I'm having trouble reading these graffiti. Because when you shine your flashlight at them, they appear, but then it's too bright to read them,
Okay.
But of course
So maybe he's like in a dream, and these writings are his subconscious messages to himself.
maybe.
Okay, maybe I'm guessing again. Sorry, I like to speculate on stories.
I like hearing your speculation.
It's same.
But as I said, I will only say maybe.
Okay.
But I like to hear them, so keep them coming. I don't mind. I think it's really interesting.
Twin Peaks also had like a sawmill, sawmill.
Sawmill, yeah. I'm
So-
trying to remember the episodes or the situations,
Yeah,
but I have a picture in my mind. Yes.
maybe chopping off trees or chopping off life.
Oh, yeah, of course. There was this big tree industry, right? In Twin Peaks.
I don't know. There was a big tree in the Virgin Suicide, which was chopped down, which was more like a symbol for
The staircase was
life
broken.
being cut
I
down.
had to
like,
make my way up
Okay.
some other way.
okay, I'm drifting off now.
The
sorry.
Virgin Suicide. You mean the movie?
Yeah. That's where I remember a big tree.
Okay.
Great movie. I like the Virgin Suicides.
Yeah, I watched it only once, and it was several years ago, so I don't remember exactly, but I remember that I liked it definitely.
I like the soundtrack.
Yeah, it was completely by Air.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Air was so big at this point
Yeah,
in
it's like
time.
the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah. We're old.
the Frenchman.
I couldn't stay here. There had to be a way to get up there.
Oh yeah, there's I mean, if you're playing this by a guide, which is probably the guide I was playing it by, because this guide is really
There was no
extensive and
power.
great.
There was bound to
Great
be a
and
generator somewhere at the
detailed.
logging site.
You would have picked something up already, and I didn't find it, and I'm picking it up in a different order than it was written down in the guide. So
Okay.
don't be confused.
So can you actually go back to different scenes?
Yeah, that was a problem of mine later, because I missed one collectible, and the game has some built-in.
With all this forestry equipment around, there had to be something I could use to reach the top.
Has some built-in barriers where you cannot backtrack,
Okay.
like ledges you fall off
Oh, okay.
and are unable to get back up. So sometimes when you miss something and go too far, you can't go back, but up to these points you can backtrack as much as you want.
Okay.
So if you're in a chapter without these ledges or anything like that, you can backtrack right to the beginning.
Okay.
And there won't be any enemies, I think. Maybe in Nightmare, but not in normal.
So, do the enemies have hitboxes? Can you do like headshots and?
Yes, but they do not take different amounts of damage.
Okay.
Depending on where you hit them. So they only have one hitbox. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when I was playing, I always tried to hit the head, which wasn't very efficient.
Yeah. When you're playing on normal, it feels like the game is aiming for you.
Okay.
It's really easy to play on normal. The only problem is your positioning, because the AI is at least so smart that the Taken are trying to surround you.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they walk behind rocks and trees and obstacles until they are behind you, and then they hit you
Really?
from behind. Yeah. So if you're walking in a let's say unlucky way, and the Taken are positioned in an unlucky way also, they can kill you, like you will see sometimes. Some of them hit really fast and hard, and you have no opportunity to dodge,
Oh, okay.
because you can't see them when they come from behind, and they do like combo hitting, and you're dead.
So you were talking about dodging. What do you think about the game mechanics? Is dodging
They feel really clunky,
okay? Mm.
but dodging feels great.
I heard them before I
You
saw
get that
them,
slow motion
swooping
effect,
down
right?
from
When
the
you
sky,
Yeah,
dodge.
bullet time, yeah.
Bullet time, yeah.
I spun around just
Which
as
is
the
actually
cloud
a
was
Max
behind
Payne
me.
invention,
I
isn't it?
Yeah, it
I
is.
stared into 100 dead eyes.
It is a
black
Max Payne
pearls
invention.
glittering in the darkness. I raised the flashlight and the
I was
swarm
actually-
exploded like fireworks. Feathers burned. turned into
They are
ash.
making fun of
I
bullet
could
time
hear
later
my
in the
scream
game.
above theirs.
Really?
Yeah. You'll see that.
Yeah, I was actually playing Max Payne on 9/11.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I remember I was in Berlin. I was at my aunt's house, and I was sitting at her laptop, playing Max Payne 1 on the 9th of... No, on the 11th of November,
Yeah,
2001, yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you were responsible, actually.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. I was just sitting at home.
You were
playing.
pressing the wrong button, so then. Yeah, these are some little puzzles you get, which are not really puzzles because they are too easy to be puzzles. But
Yeah, I remember when I was playing this, I really took a long time to solve this.
okay, yeah, probably because you didn't know what was expected of you, because the game sometimes doesn't hit you in the right direction. So these were the second cans, by the way.
Oh. So do you have multiple endings? You don't have like a decision system?
No, you don't have multiple endings,
Okay.
unfortunately. Would have it would have fit the game well, I think.
Yeah, maybe it's something they planned for Alan Wake too.
Yeah, I hope the game gets released at all, you know. I was reading a little bit about it and there were no definite information.
Okay. Yeah, that would be unfortunate.
Step outside for a spell and breathe
Yeah.
in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know.
Is that Pat Maine?
Yeah, it's always Pat Maine if you start the radio.
But he's
He's the night owl.
but the way he talks, it's pretty dark.
Yeah, he is a great voice actor too, I think.
Keep you company all night long if I weren't. It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walkies.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure, Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway,
I think the dialogue's so surreal.
Toby, they could grab him. My number's on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Toby loves people. Usually he comes back, but we were pretty...
So do you think also the dialogues are like in the real world and you're like in the dream world?
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's out there now. Hope Toby comes home soon.
Yeah, we will meet
Have a good
Toby
night.
again. He's fine for now, at least.
Okay.
Toby the friendly dog. He loves humans.
Yeah, I bet Alan is like actually strapped to his asylum bed full of drugs, and there's a radio in the room which is playing at intervals, and he's just dreaming this. And sometimes the real world, the radio, comes into his dream state. Like when you dream, and you have music playing in real life, and sometimes the music comes into your dream,
Yeah.
and you hear it.
I've read about that, and I've read that all the things you perceive while dreaming, sounds and noises and things like that, are weaved into your dreamscapes, you know,
Yeah,
automatically.
yeah.
So unless something is really loud, you perceive it as something that is in your dream.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah. But I've experienced that a couple of times.
Yeah, yeah, me too, I think.
At first, I
think
kept
these-
finding the pages as
Yeah,
if by
let's listen to him.
accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice.
So maybe everything is real up to the point where they reach this
The
town,
gas station was closer now.
and Alice
its light welcoming in the darkness.
doesn't really disappear, but she just leaves him at the asylum. And because it's so hard for him to take, he imagines that something happened to Alice, and he flees into this dream world, this thought of he has to save Alice, so because he doesn't accept his own situation.
Yeah, that's a good guess too, I think. It's interesting to hear that.
Yeah. Sorry, I
I didn't think of that one earlier, so which is probably a spoiler that it won't be the truth, but and if you, I don't know what it's called, if you squeeze your flashlight beam, or if you focus it, you know,
Yeah.
they are like knocked back for a brief period of time,
Okay.
so you get some air, some space.
Do you have a button for that?
Yeah, the left trigger, yeah. And only if you use the left trigger, the batteries will deplete.
Oh, okay. But you can do it without squeezing the trigger. You can just point at them.
Yeah, and the
it still
darkness
works?
will wear off,
Okay,
but
and
not
then
as
you
fast.
not as fast.
And they are they're unhindered in their movement.
Okay.
Still.
So it's not a viable option if you have multiple enemies.
It is, but you see that you'll see. I mean, there's actually an achievement for using 100 batteries. I think up to the end of episode 2, I was using like 2 or 3 batteries, and then I saw then that I had this achievement to get, so I started using them extremely freely. But yeah, you should use that because you're rarely running out of batteries,
Okay.
and it's a good way to get yourself some breathing space. And some enemies are only affected by the focus light, but they are quite rare.
Okay. Like bigger enemies.
Yeah. And the recharging or changing of the batteries takes some time, so you know you have to work with this mechanic. But I like the mechanic. I like the flashlight mechanic extremely, because it's something new at this point.
Yeah,
when the game was created.
Yeah. Safe haven.
Yeah, you might have noticed when you walk into the lights, you know, like the street lights.
Yeah.
You get a checkpoint, and all the taken around you disappear, and you're safe.
Garage.
Okay.
It was dark and quiet. The place was a mess. It looked like someone trashed the place, or that
Did
been
we have
some kind of
subtitles
fight.
before?
Light spilled into the room through an
No, we
open
didn't.
door at the
Yeah,
back,
we have, but
and I made
not
my
on
way
the
toward
On the
pages.
manuscripts.
Without any warning, I was blinded by a bright light. An old portable TV on the shelf had come alive by itself. Impossibly, I could see myself on the screen, talking like a madman.
Yeah, he's in the asylum. I knew it. I knew it.